What's going on YouTube? Thanks for tuning in. Today's going to be another product review. It's going to be on the Stand Onnex Thumb Button Release. Just like my other videos, my disclaimer with Stand, I don't have any affiliation with them. I went ahead and bought this with my own money. So there's that. As you guys saw in my previous videos, I shot a true ball goat. I've since gotten rid of that. Like I said, I like tinkering and I like messing around with a lot of different archery equipment. And I picked up this Stand Onnex off eBay for a really good price. We're going to take a look at this and just do a quick shooting session after on my initial impressions on this. Had this for roughly about 4 days now, and I put about 100 shots through it between then and now. Just with my time that I have off after work, try to get out and shoot as much as I can. But anyways, Stand Onnex, we're gonna jump down closer and take a look. All right, brought you guys in closer. Again, this is the Stand Onnex Thumb Button Release. This is their Sage Green, and this is their size large. Stand has been in the archery game for a very long time. They make really good releases, and I want to try one out. I was searching around eBay, like I mentioned, found this for a really good price, picked it up, and so far it's been pretty good. So starting off with the sizes, this is gonna be a size large. They do make a size small, large, XL, and double XL. A lot of people are going to wonder what this size compares to. For me personally, this is about the same size as a Carter Wise Choice, so anyone who's ever held one of those, that'll be a size reference for you. I did try a size medium here at my local store when they had these in stock. It just felt a little bit too small. When I put it in my hand, it just didn't feel right. I wear a size medium mechanics gloves if that gives you a reference, but again, size large, and it's very comparable to the size of the Carter Wise Choice. So we're going to jump right into it here. Again, Stand Onnex Thumb Button Release. They do make 3 different versions of this. They make the thumb release here. They also make a hinge and a tension release. Now Stand claims that they use the same body, just a different head mechanism going from the thumb button to the hinge to the tension release. That right there, you can swap between the 3 and you should not have a change of impact if you choose to do so. This one here is the aluminum model. They also make a brass heavy metal. The aluminum one here retails for $279.99. You can find them on sale anywhere. As lowest that I've seen just a couple of days ago was for $229.99. The brass design is originally $299, and I've seen them go as low as $270. So just do your research and see where you can pick one of these up. So the thumb button here is their bigger thumb button. They do make a skinny one as well. I don't know where I put mine, so I misplaced it somewhere. I'll have to find it after this video. But anyways, it's skinnier than this one. But this is going to be just their standard thumb button here. They also come with 2 different length pegs, a long one and a short one, and you can adjust this with these 2 screws or whichever way you like, bring it in or out. I like mine like this, that way when I actually go ahead and anchor, it sits right in the crease of my thumb there, just perfect. The nice thing about this as well is you can actually unscrew this little Allen screw in here, and you can pivot this knob left or right to your liking, and that's really cool because usually a full draw, this thumb button's not going to stay perfectly perpendicular with your thumb, but for me it feels just right. Other people that kind of want to kick it in or out, just depending on how they hold it, and that way the release is straight in their hand. Moving to the back here, this is their 3-finger attachment. It does come in factory with a 3-finger attachment. They also include a 4-finger attachment. I don't like those. I prefer the 3-finger attachment. This one is really nice because it's got this little swoop here. What that is for is when you go ahead and anchor back, you can rest your pinky, and your pinky doesn't be flopping around or anything like that, and it's sitting nice and uniform with the other fingers. Like I said, if you do want to run the 4-finger, you can. For me, I like running the 3-finger just because it feels a little bit more comfortable in my hand. If you look at the bottom here, there's an Allen screw there. You can loosen that, and this will actually pivot this way, just this extra finger attachment. So depending on how you like to hold it, you can loosen this and bring it in to make the finger sit closer to the middle of the release. If not, you can push all the way back like me. I like running like that, so I just left it the way it is. Another cool thing about Stand is that they have this locking device here. You can actually store it onto your thumb peg. I choose to take mine off just because I don't want to lose it. Basically it sits in the thumb peg like that. So what this device here is for is you basically put it in the hole either on the left or right side of the head here, screw it in. What that does is it's going to lock your sear here, so when you go and activate it, it will not open on you. That's a pretty neat idea. If you want to practice indoors, load an arrow into your bow, point in a safe direction, make sure this locking device is in. You're going to pull back, anchor, and when you actually release your shot, the hook here does not go off, so your bow's not going to go off, but it helps a lot with flinching at the shot. It does show your flaws when you shoot if you do tend to flinch. So that's really cool. You can, like I said, load an arrow, point in a safe direction, and use this as a training aid. All right, moving to the back here, this is the cocking device. So you got to push that to activate your thumb button. That's it for the release here. I'm going to show you guys how to adjust the tension and the travel on this. So there's two adjustments you can do with the stand Onnex. The first one's going to be the tension. If you look on the top here, there's going to be this silver screw up here, and on the side there's a locking screw. What you're going to want to do is loosen this, and if you're looking at it from this way, you're going to turn it clockwise to increase tension, turn it counterclockwise to decrease tension. Now you're not going to want to unscrew this all the way because there's a spring inside of here, so you don't want that flying out. Me, I like running it to where I can see one thread up here. You just got to play around with this and see what your liking is. All right, so for you to adjust the trigger travel, it's pretty simple. On the stand side here, you're going to see this little hole next to the T here. There's going to be a hole there, 5/64 Allen screw. What I like to do is I like to cock the device, hold it kind of on this side over here, and take the Allen wrench, put it in there, turn it clockwise until the release fires by itself. I'm not going to do that right now because I have it set to where I like, but you'll know when it releases because this is going to pop free and you're going to stop. Once you do that, you're going to test by pushing this cocking device. It will not lock, so that's good for now. And then say if you turn it clockwise and it stops at this position, you're going to use the Allen screw here as a timing device. So say if it's like that, you're going to want to turn it counterclockwise. You're going to want to turn it a quarter of a turn. For me, I turned it about half a turn, so I turned it like that and I left it and it breaks just right for me. I've seen people where they turn about a quarter of a turn and they keep it at that. For me, I know it's safe, but I just want to be a little safer, so I turn it an extra quarter of a turn, so it's half a turn from where this breaks. Once you do that, make sure you function check everything, and then if you want to go back to the trigger tension, you can go ahead and adjust that after adjusting the trigger travel. So just to recap on how to adjust this stand release, it's pretty simple. Trigger travel is going to be this little guy in here on the stand logo side. Trigger tension is going to be up here. What I like to do honestly is adjust the trigger travel first. Make sure it's set nice and perfect for your liking. Go around and adjust this after. So this release has no play in it. It just breaks like glass. And just playing with it, just dry firing it like this, this thing breaks super clean. But anyways, we're going to jump outside and we're going to take a few shots with this at about 20 yards and we'll see how it performs. All right, we're outside. I apologize for the wind. It is kind of windy, but we're at about 37 yards. I know I said I was going to shoot at 20, but decided to shoot at 37. Why not? Anyways, this is going to be on the stand Onnex. Let's see how this performs. Like I said, I've had about 4 days now and everything seems to be really good. Change 37. We'll go from here. Right in the middle. A lot of people are going to ask how this compares to the GOAT, and honestly the break on this is a lot better than the GOAT. I like the feeling of this in my hand a little bit better just because the knuckle size in here is a little smaller, so I don't build up callus here. On my GOAT, it was just a little too wide for my fingers, and I started to build up callus on the inside of my fingers. Here's shot number 2 at 37 yards. Again, so that's how it looks like in my hand. I don't know if you guys can use it as a reference. Again, I have like medium-sized hands, not large, not small, right in the middle. Kind of fits in there just right. So that's a nice reference for you guys. Apologize for the sun too. I tried facing it the other way, it's just not going to work. So this is probably the best view that I can get. I think that's that one bad arrow I have. Everyone's got a bad arrow, and that one's the one I think kicked out to the top left. Then the brake on this breaks like glass. It's really nice. I know the price point is a little steep, but you get what you pay for. That's what I have to say. My grouping is about an inch to the right. It's because the wind is kind of blowing across my face from left to right, so I'm going to use that excuse for grouping to the right. let's go take a look. So there's my grouping. That's why that one's my bad arrow. This one I knew that I kind of shot a little high, but these 3 felt really good. These 4 actually. So there's that. I was aiming for the middle. So it's a little windy today, but I'll take that any day for a 37-yard group. All right, I think we're going to be the same yardage here. 37, 36, 37. Let me cut it in half. 36 and a half. The looks of here, group looks to be decent. Pull that one to the right. Let's have a peek, shall we? That was a little better. We'll go down and take a look. Alright, so this is my grouping right here. Like I said, decent little group. I mean, I haven't been shooting for about a month now, so that right there again is at 37 yards with the Stan Onnex Thumb Button Release. Alright, so that's all I have for today's video. Again, this is going to be on the Stan Onnex Thumb Button Release. Again, I pay this with my own money. We'll see if I keep this release. I know I say that to all my things that I do here on YouTube, but like I said, I like to tinker around, I like to switch things up. So this here so far has been really good. Some things that I like about it is the retaining. I forgot to mention, this does have a little retaining clip right here. So when you put this on your D-loop, just slide this over the D-loop like that, it kind of hangs in place. It's not going to fall off. It's got a little retainer there. That's something new from Stan. I did forget to mention that on my tabletop review, but there it is. Another cool feature I like about this is the thumb button swivel. You can change this, pivot it whichever way you want. The length of the bar here you can change. I like the 3-finger attachment here where you can leave your pinky hanging here and it doesn't flop off without using a 4-finger attachment. The trigger on this, like I mentioned, is super crisp and it breaks really nice. If I had to compare this to one release that I've had in the past, probably going to be the GOAT, just because the shape of it's similar to the GOAT. The Carter Wise Choice has a closed loop right here. The hook design, somewhat similar to the GOAT, but if I had to choose between this and the GOAT, honestly, right now I'd probably pick this, just because it feels a little bit better in the hand and the trigger break is a lot smoother. But everyone's going to have their own opinions, that's just mine. Anyways, again, that is the Stan Onnex Thumb Button Release in Sage Green, size large. Any questions, leave in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer. Until next time, be safe, everyone.